Let me tell y'all, it is freezing outside right now in New York City, but it is hot up in here, so excuse me if I get a little comfortable. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com. I am coming to you now with your No Frills American Idol commentary from a singer. Tonight we were in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I am going to jump right on into it because it was a 2-hour show and it was a lot going on, believe me. So the opening had Ryan Seacrest in a NASCAR type race at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, which is also where they were auditioning. Then they ran the credits, and after the credits we got part of the shutdown of the taping after Mariah and Nikki supposedly started fighting. And this is the fight that we've heard so much about from, you know, TMZ and everybody else before the show started. Scotty McCreery was spotted several times during this show greeting the auditionees, and he stuck around and chat and took photos with people. And the first person to audition was Naomi Morris. She's 28. She did Respect by Aretha Franklin, and she made her own clothes which looked nice, and you know, she tripped as she walked in, which I was like, oop. I thought she was gonna fall, and I was like, oh my god, that would not be a good opening to her audition. Okay, so then Nikki named her Omi, and she sang, and she sounded pretty bad. Just pretty bad. Just funny. We started out getting a good laugh, right? So they actually asked her to do a second time because she was like, oh, I'm so nervous, and all this good stuff. So like, okay, so she launched into Ain't Too Proud to Big, right? And Lord Jesus, I was begging her to stop. I wrote it was terrible. Also, she got 4 no's, and we moved on from there. Joel Nemoyer was next, 20. He did Feeling Good by Nina Simone. And he checked his watch as he was walking into the room. Of course, the judges blew him up. You know, Randy was like, what, y'all, are we keeping you from something or what? You know, and then he laid on the floor to sing. Just pure comedy. Just... I felt good because I do like when they go in really light and funny. So the judges were in stitches. They were just too much, of course. And Randy said never. His vote was not no, it was never. Okay, so then we got Brian Rittenberry, 27. He did Let It Be by the Beatles. And he had a nice full-throated sound. I liked it. The first good one of the night, you know. And I was ready for it by this time. I don't know what I was saying there. He said something about, he had a good light about him and soul. He got 4 yeses to go through. Then Jimmy Smith came in with Bless the Broken Road by Rascal Flatts. And I'm sure there was a lot of excitement by a bunch of people on YouTube because he was in YouTube Idol and season 2, I think it was, several years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And so, yeah, people are really watching out for him from YouTube Idol. Shout out to Cree Ingles, YouTube Idol search. I wrote, he had such a good and easy sound and really got into the song and performed for and to the judges. He was really just giving them the whole story and the whole business. Just loving and living in the performance. Nikki said he's mad fly and his voice is the one she's been waiting to hear. Keith compared him to Gary LeVox, and Mimi said he was special and unique. Of course, he got 4 yeses to go through to Hollywood. Then Sarina-Joi Crowe came up and laid down some sweet vocals. We had a quick clips of people going through, like Haley Davis and Michelle Fullens, Novelle, and she did some mini Ripperton notes. I was like, go ahead, old girl. They all went through. Then came Matthew Muse. He did When I Get Where I'm Going by Brad Paisley, and he was so weird from his interview and stuff like that, but the judges weren't feeling him at all. I was sorry. Randy had him dance, and you know what that meant. They had him do all kind of stuff. Nikki had him walk the runway and anything to keep him from singing, right? They just played with him, gave him 4 no's, and sent him on his way. Next up, we had Isabel Gonzalez. She was nominated by her aunt, and Randy showed up at her high school to give her a ticket, you know, kind of doing, it reminded me of the Voice thing where they're inviting people. Yeah, so anyway, she did Nothing Can Ever Change This Love by Sam Cooke, and she had a nice sound and a comfortable way of singing, though she went slightly in and out of key here and there, and she was very like kind of non-committal to me, and even with that, she sounded good. So I was like, oh my god, she has a lot that she's not even tapping into. It didn't hurt her chances though, what she was doing. Everybody could see that she had some talent there, and she sounded really good and effortless. So Mariah said she was adorable and a star. She got 4 yeses to go to Hollywood. Next we had Taisha Bethea. I guess she was 21. She did Fulsom Prison by Johnny Cash, and she sings in an alternative rock band. So she was short on each song. And then they had to do some Alanis Morrisette. But she got in and got out. She just like did her little thing, then stopped. They didn't have to stop her. She did what she was gonna do. La, 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 la. And she stopped. I was like, okay, girl, go ahead on. Just give them just enough. I thought it was a good performance, and she had a good energy. Mariah was wondering if she's really the rock girl. She's like, I don't know if I see you as the rock girl, black girl. I don't know if I see you, la, la, la. But there was something strange about their voting in this, because one said yes, then the other said no, then one said yes, then the other said no. So I figured she wasn't going through because it was 2 yeses and 2 no's. And then Keith was like, well, I guess it's up to me, so it's a yes and you're going to Hollywood. I was like, there aren't 5 people, so if she split the vote 2 and 2, she shouldn't be going to Hollywood. I don't know how that worked. Did you notice that? Did you? Please, down in the comments, tell me, because it was off to me. I was like, how can you get 2 and 2 and then... Anyway, alright. So next we had Summer Cunningham. She did Lean on Me by Bill Withers. And yeah, she launched into her song and had a really strong, solid voice. Nikki said her voice was pretty and controlled and she was pleasantly surprised. Keith got offended though when she said that she did the country thing. But he did say yes. And she got 3 yeses. And then Nikki went on a rant about Randy and Mariah. And this kicked off the supposed big argument that happened that we heard about in all the news thing and all that. But from what I saw, it wasn't an argument just with Mariah. She was talking about Mariah and Randy and somewhat about what Keith was saying, because they were trying to pigeonhole people into saying I'm definitely this or I'm definitely that. And she didn't seem to like that. She wasn't too happy with it. So she walked off the set and we went to commercial, and that was the end of day 1. I don't know if everything else happened in between that and either didn't cut it in, or if they just left all that on the cutting room floor, all that stuff that we heard happen. I don't know if it's still coming up, so I guess we'll have to find that out together. If you're enjoying the commentary so far, please make sure to thumb it up, thumb it up. It lets me know that you are loving it, that you're enjoying yourself, and that you really want me to do the commentaries. It also lets others know that you are watching and that we are over here discussing. You can also Facebook it, tweet, Tumble, and all that stuff. It really helps me out to get more viewers and to continue to bring you the commentary from Robert Anton. Okay, so day 2 started out and they ran footage of people talking about the fight, but it wasn't, again, to me it just wasn't just between Nikki and Mariah, but they made it about the 2 of them, I guess, to make it about the women and just to get whatever kind of press they were going to get out of it. So whatever, they jumped back into it. They seem to have calmed everything down. And first up we had Brandy Alexandria Hamilton. She did All I Could Do Was Cry by Etta James, and I liked her tone and approach to the song, but I felt she needed a little more something. I don't know exactly what it was that I wanted, but I did like what I heard so far. Nikki said she really made her feel it. She got 4 yeses from the judges, and as she left she said, please don't fight, it makes us sad. And the panel got the message. I really think they did. They asked, what did she say? And then somebody told them, and then they were like, oh, and all this good stuff, and they seemed to play nice from there on for the rest of the evening, or the rest of this show. Ashley Smith was up next. She's 22. She did Cowboy Casanova by Carrie Underwood. Nikki named her Blondie, and I really thought she wasn't gonna be good. I just did. From the stuff they showed her jumping into people's interviews and being all up in everybody's face, I just thought she was just gonna be like just a mess. But I was pleasantly surprised. She started out singing. She had a really great sound, crisp diction, great support. I was just like, go ahead on, girl, you better do your thing. Really, really impressed me. Mariah was cheesing when she said, I enjoyed it. She was just like, I really, 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 you know. Keith said he couldn't look away, and then she was like, I couldn't look away either, kind of flirting with Keith. She got 4 yeses to go through, and good luck, girl, because she was really something else. Nikki said she can't remember people's names if she doesn't give them a nickname, so that's why she has been nicknaming everybody when they come, and she looked at them, she's like, oh yeah, this such and such a, oh Maury, oh dear, and then they showed a bunch of clips of her nicknaming everybody who came in. Janelle Arthur was up next. She did Where the Blacktop Ends by Keith Urban. I'm sure he was loving that. This was another really good country performance, and she launched into a second song immediately, a little medley type thing. And Keith said he loved it, and Nikki said she's really, really special. She got 4 yeses to go to Hollywood. Then Rodney Barber came up. He did I'll Be by Edwin McCain, and I love this song. I had to do it for a gig, and I just fell in love with it. He had a good enough voice, but he attacked it a little hard for me. Again, I said I love the song. He did attack it a little hard. It sounded to me like he was kind of singing like he was singing out in traffic, because they did a whole thing about him singing out on the street and stuff like that. I felt like he could have caressed it a little more and brought it down, but the judges seemed to enjoy it. Keith said he had a big voice. Yes, he definitely did. The judges talked more about his story than his voice though, and they all voted him through. Then Keith had to leave to support his wife, who was getting an award for something, I think at the New York Film Festival. Keith is busy, y'all. He got things to do. He was like, I got to go. See you later. Peace. So we carried on with just 3 judges. And next up we had Candace Glover. She did Serpent Honey by Duffer. And she was cut last season, and she came to conquer tonight. I mean, girlfriend came to sing down the house. She did her thing. Randy and Mariah stood up for her. And Randy said it was the best audition he had heard all season. Not just today, but all season. Nikki said she wanted to skin her and wear her. Silence of the Lambs, anyone? And she got 3 yeses to go through to Hollywood. Jabria Barber came up and did Pride and Joy by Bonnie Raitt, or she said the Bonnie Raitt version. She was just shining and acting out the story and had a really solid voice. Mariah said she liked her song choice and her voice, and she thought she's adorable. She was. She reminded me of some girl that I remember from my high school days, but she was an actress, not a singer, but just very outgoing and sweet and lovable. Randy said he liked her conviction, and she got 3 yeses to go through to Hollywood. Then Brad Harris came up, 28. He did A Whole New World. And you know, sometimes the song choice, you're like, oh no. So it wasn't good. It was just a bad song choice and just not a good performance. They kept playing clips of Mariah dreaming about bacon while he was singing. It was a whole thing that they had running kind of joke with Nikki, and yeah. So he got 3 no's to go through, and they wouldn't even shake his hand when he left. He's like, can I get a handshake? They were like, no, bye. We'll see you around. Then we had Saritha Gwen, and she did The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Again, I was like, but I turned up my nose when she said her song choice, but I was so wrong. She had this bluesy jazz thing going on, and she was working the heck like I never heard it before. Serious, wonderful arrangement. Then Nikki asked her to sing something else, and she tore into How Would I Live Without You by LeAnn Rimes, and again, just killed it. Just amazing. Sounded really, really great. Mariah said she absolutely loved her. She got 3 yeses to go through. 37 people got golden tickets from Charlotte, North Carolina. And tomorrow night we are in Baton Rouge. Did you enjoy the show? I thought there was some really good talent. And what I liked tonight, which seemed to be different from some other nights, is they really had a really good balance of funny and good people. It was like they were kind of going back and forth. They might do 2 and then 1 and then 1 and then 2. And I thought it was just really, tonight they just found the really perfect balance, and I hope they keep it, you know, keep it. Anyway, this is Robert Anton, robertanton.com. Please make sure to check out my So You Want to Be a Singer series right here on YouTube, where I try to teach other singers how to become professional performers, to turn their passion into a living. And also my originals playlist with my original songs, because I am also a singer-songwriter. I'm out. Peace.